Hey everybody, it's your girl Kendall Johnson, and welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Powerful Podcast. Hey everybody, I am so excited for this episode. The guest today is about to bring that fire. Let me just read her bio because I don't want to miss any words, right? I want y'all to know exactly who you are in the presence of. She likes to be called Jay, but for the bio's sake, Gisela Bridgman, a U.S. military veteran with a master's in sports performance from Point Loma Nazarene University. She's the founder of Elevate with Jay, an online personal training brand that helps women build confidence, strength, and lasting results. Beyond fitness, she teaches entrepreneurs how to run profitable businesses and create brands that last using social media, helping women elevate in every area of life from health to business. I introduce to you Miss J.
Hello, how are you?
What's happening?
Oh my goodness, I'm happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Listen, you do a lot. And so for you to take out time in your busy schedule to be on my podcast, I'm so excited.
Thank you for the invite. So for me, that's huge. That's huge because I know you're just as busy and slots might be a little bit limited.
It is.
The fact that I'm even here is it. Literally, I could, when you asked me, I was like, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. So listen, I didn't say too during the introduction. Excuse my French, but she's that bitch. Okay? And I say that with all due respect. Yeah. Listen, I've had a chance in a very short period of time to encounter you and how you show up. I've worked with several people when it comes to, brand management, social media management, marketing, photographers, all of the things. And the way you have shown up. Bravo.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Thank
From
you.
the systems to the punctuality to the brand acumen, the business you have shown up with a spirit of excellence, and that is very rare nowadays. People can go into ChatGPT, AI, whip up something that look good, sound good, read good, but then when it's time to show up, you don't get that. And so can you just bring people full circle as to who you are?
Okay.
Right? What you've done, because you have a very impressive track record. Olympian weightlifter.
Olympic weightlifter.
Okay,
Olympian is a little different.
Okay, Olympic weightlifter.
But definitely spent work, got to the national level, was hoping to make it to the Pan American team, and then I tore my Achilles during the pandemic. So literally the story, I don't know how much time we got, but we're going to make it nice and sweet, okay? Nice and short and straight to the point. But when it comes to the business aspect and like all of my accolades and what I've been able to accomplish, I'm only 33 years old. And so I'm so excited to see where my life, like what path I'm paving as I keep navigating through everything. But across the board, my business started with just the passion of wanting to help people and wanting to know what it feels like to be that beginner or be new and be lost and have no guidance. And so everything that I've learned in my career path has been from the fact that I didn't like what it felt like when I would ask for help and no one wanted to help me. And that was everything that I did, whether it was fitness, whether it was business and mentorship programs, whether it was living life. Like no one taught me how to do any of those things. So I would look at other people. And not only that, I would always find resources to make sure that all I cared about was being better for Jay. And And if Jay was better, then I could be better for other people.
Absolutely.
And so,
So when it comes to putting yourself first, right? Because that's what you have to do.
yeah.
And from experience, I know, and then learning, we're taught and we're programmed to put everybody else first.
I don't believe that.
And so I could just say in my world,
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of four, so it was like, Kendall, take care of your brother and sister. Kendall, make sure everybody else is okay. Kendall, make sure they don't get in trouble. Kendall, make sure they don't get into anything. And so I was always taught to take care of everybody else. Nobody really taught me how to take care of me, which is why most of the people in my family is overweight, which is why I have taking on that as well. And so just in my later part, I've really taken my health and my appearance and my self-image. I've taken great pride in that. And so that's what you do, for men and women. You teach people how to put themselves first and take their health a lot more serious, right?
Absolutely. And I want to retract that statement of I don't believe that, because I am big sister. I am the first of my entire generation. I have always had to wear the hat in the room of being the strongest or being the person who navigates everyone through each situation. So I have big sister syndrome times 25, right? And so I think that's why at a young age I was able to know okay, well, Drusilla don't do, ain't nobody else gonna do, right? But additional to that is the reason why I say I don't believe that anymore.
Got it.
I don't believe it anymore.
Absolutely.
Because me always putting other people first has always left me by the wayside. And so right now, definitely in the phase of life that I am in, I want to ensure that I am pouring into me, because I only want to pour from my overflow. I've started to realize that I was pouring from an empty cup for so long. The more I kept working with people, whether it was clients, whether it was my family members, I cannot continuously pour from something if I'm completely depleted. And so I do firmly believe I will only make sure that it's coming from my overflow.
Got it. That's really good. I took a trip recently to Tulum.
Okay.
And the space that I created, I think my biggest takeaway was to work from a place of abundance instead of a place of lack. And thought came when you just said that.
Yeah.
And I think even as entrepreneurs and business owners, if we start to work from a place of abundance instead of a place of lack, a lot of things would be able to flow and come more easy. Even how we met. We weren't trying to work together.
Absolutely.
Right?
We weren't. But I think that sometimes you just vibe with people and it works out in your favor. And I'm really big on energy. So energy absolutely matters, because baby, you got to be able to read the room.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to read the room. And you also have to have enough discernment to know okay, that this is going, she aight. She works for me. She aight.
She ain't moving weird.
No.
I just hope she's not weird.
And respectfully, I say this lightly or harshly, whichever, but there's a lot of interesting people in the world.
So when it comes to the fitness portion, because we're going to get into more of the business side of things in just a second, but when it comes to fitness, health and wellness, you've been around the block a few
14
times,
14 years,
right?
baby. I've been here for a little bit.
And
done a thing.
And so even as a stylist, right? Because I know a lot of licensed beauty professionals, and we tend to struggle with our health, our weight. We're on our feet all the time. And I can only speak for me, but I've saw it down through the years. We'll work and work and work and work. We probably don't drink enough water throughout the day. We definitely don't take breaks, especially if you're a very popular stylist. It's easy to go throughout the day without eating. Right. It's easy to get too busy and you don't want to, meal prep or, again, we put a lot of people before we put ourselves. And so when it comes to being a beauty professional like myself, how important is health, fitness, wealth, looking good, right? Because you can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare. Like a lot of stylists, they don't understand why they're not busy.
It's a brand. You're a brand. You're a whole brand, right? And so for you, I'll ask you, Kendall, how important is your career?
Very important.
right? How important is your ability to show up to keep executing your career?
It's at the top of the list.
Okay, so we act like it. When you treat it like it's not, then you get rewarded in that same capacity, right? And so with that being said, I always tell, no matter who I'm working with, I've worked with very amazing professionals for a very long time. And so for me, one thing that I've noticed is that when we prioritize our overall well-being, we have the ability to show up for other people, right? If you care about your career, if you care about the things that you want, or if you're trying to navigate through a new phase in life, even I've had some dark moments working in my profession because I'm still human, right? Where I can't possibly show up for myself. But on the other end of it is I had to actionably create motion, right? And so we schedule it out accordingly. And then we show up. And I always tell people, show up like it's a doctor's appointment. You're gonna go to your gyno appointment. You're going to go to your hair appointment. You're gonna plan for your vacation. We plan all of those things out. I want you to strategically plan this out because at the end of the day, the more you keep showing up, it starts to feel like you identify as such, right? And so I understand that most people say like they're busy or like maybe they don't have time to meal prep or do these things. But one thing's for sure is if we're actually sitting down and being smart about it, navigating through it accordingly, you have a higher chance of succeeding than not, right? You did it for a vacation. You knew where you was going, all those excursions, right? Do the same thing for your life. Your overall health and well-being is what matters.
Wow.
And so you can't enjoy any of those things without prioritizing your foundational health.
And I think overall it creates an energy.
100%.
When you look good,
baby,
listen.
when you show up for yourself and when you feel good in the skin, you got one body. One body. When you show up and you feel like you're that girl, let me tell you, it leaks into your business life. It leaks into your overall like self-efficacy and your confidence. All the things that you do, it really displays itself externally. When you are down and out, people can tell.
Energy.
People can
is
tell.
transferable. Yep.
People can tell. It reaps from you. It's like you're walking, you're navigating, you're doing all these things. And people are like, oh, she's not a happy girl. But when you're feeling yourself,
it's contagious.
100%. Rub off on me.
I love it.
Rub off on me.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, so you're a new native.
I am.
To Dallas, right?
I am.
From San Diego.
1 year. I just had my 1 year anniversary.
1 year.
What, a week ago? A week ago? Yes.
Look, welcome to Dallas.
Thank you.
You should be telling me welcome. I haven't been here yet. But
I know. How long have you been here?
The end of the month will be a year.
Okay, well, welcome. A little get together.
Welcome to Dallas.
Yeah.
So, San Diego. Today, I know this is completely different.
It's a big shift.
Is it a culture shock?
Yes.
It
is.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it's a culture shock because you're different. You show up different. You speak different. Your mannerism is different. Like you just show up different.
What's funny is I don't even know what that means, but a lot of people tell me that since I've been here.
You know.
And every time I meet someone, they're like, "You're not from here, are you?" Me, well, no, absolutely not.
No, and that's a good thing.
I won't claim it.
That's gonna be your superpower, I believe, in this area. So let's move right along into the business sector. We're gonna have a lot of entrepreneurs to watch.
Super juicy. Yeah.
This segment, and so when it comes to business, social media marketing, getting those big brand deals, because you've worked with some huge brands.
I have.
And myself being an influencer, like that's the influencer's dream to get those big deals. And so when it comes to that, if you could look into the camera and just speak to maybe an influencer that maybe they haven't grown their platform to that magnitude yet, and they're looking to do so, can you just give maybe 2 or 3 pointers as to how to show up on social media, or maybe how to reach those big brands?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
If I had to give my 3 top tips when it comes to social media, marketing, and branding, first, whatever idea you have inside of you, do it. Because people like you for who you are. So show up as yourself. Additional to showing up as yourself is don't be afraid to just be authentic and be vulnerable. Vulnerability creates a brand because people feel like they know you and they like you. But additional to that is I would say don't be afraid to hear the word no. I've never been afraid to hear the word no. I will pitch to anyone because I didn't have you anyways.
Got it.
I never had it. And so no doesn't mean I'm less than. I'm coming back to the drawing board, baby.
I love it.
I'm coming back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So, so when it comes to business marketing, management, let's say to a bigger influencer or a bigger brand person, you have the ability to help them like for me, because I can only talk about myself. I'm one because I'm multifaceted. I have a lot of gifts. I wear a lot of hats. It's hard for me to stay focused. Lord help me. Right? And so sometimes, one may appear to be all over the place, and you just kind of come in and you hone in on the strengths, right? To help you scale. I'm one, you have to brand first,
Right.
then grow, then scale. A lot of people want to jump out there and scale.
Right.
Right? And so with what you do, how do you position a brand in order to scale?
Absolutely. So I think the first, like for me, I start off with a social media audit.
Got
right?
it.
And across the board, no matter what they do, I have to see exactly what are you doing. You reached out to me, so how can I help? Right? And so that typically takes a little bit of time. But after the social media audit, I think what's the most important thing is understanding who they are as a brand, understanding their brand tone, how they want to present themselves, what their aesthetic is, because it has to feel authentic to the person who is reaching out, the brand, right? And then the sooner, once we get that down, I think that what platforms they want to be on. And so, girl, I'm going to choose every platform, right? Because visibility really does matter. So the more visibility you have, the easier it is for someone to say, oh, dang, they might not be on Instagram. They might be on YouTube. They might not be on YouTube. They might be on TikTok. They might not. It can be a boomer and be on Facebook, right? So we want to figure out how we can utilize platforms to work for us. And as soon as we do that, we have a higher chance of having a larger outreach. And then additional to that is just all about literally just coming up with their brand pillars and then hitting home and creating engaging content to make sure that we capture, because we know most people are going to swipe off in about 3 seconds. So how can I make you feel like you got to keep watching, right? The moment that I keep you watching, the moment that your overall outreach increases, because then you're going to keep getting pushed across channels.
So when it comes to each channel, right? Because, you've done your homework, right? When it comes to Instagram versus TikTok, like most people saying TikTok is the new wave,
Right.
Versus YouTube. How does one, I may not want to be on YouTube. How do you choose like which platform would be the best platform to just, that's where we're going to hit home runs at?
Absolutely. So I think understanding the person, because you have short form content and long form content, right? And so for me, I prefer the short term content. I'm leaking into the long form content. But the short form content is easier for me. And so I try to find out what works for the client.
Okay.
And so once I know exactly what works for the client, additional to that is I can say, okay, the type of content you're creating, the same content on TikTok does not work on Instagram, right? And so my job is to look at it and go, oh, this is going to do really well on this platform. Don't put that on TikTok, girl.
Gotcha.
Do not put that on TikTok.
So what's long form?
Long form is like YouTube, like
Okay.
your podcast, anything that's longer than 30 seconds. So for Instagram, they're really good on like really quick and engaging things. I got to capture you really quickly because on Instagram, they're just constantly like scrolling, going up really quickly, right? And so at some point, I have to get you to stop when you're in the middle of your doom scroll. I have to get you to stop at that moment. And that
That's
only
good.
takes 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, they can move on. But when they're scrolling and they see either, for me, sometimes I use like a header or a cover. So the cover comes through and I have to create a sound not only a sound, a visual. Like, you want to sensorize them as much as possible in those 3 seconds. If I do that, you're going to stop. You're going to keep watching.
Now, that's why people, the brands need you, because I'm not going into all that.
And the good thing is you have, and a lot of people have the brand, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people already
don't know
have
what
these
to do with
amazing
it.
brands, and they've created these authentic brands. But guess what? Social media is the way right now. Like, you have to understand that if you're not on social media and if you're not following the trends, there's a high chance you're going to get lost by the wayside, which means that your sales are going to go down across the board. You're not going to be able to generate the type of revenue that you could on social media or brand deals or partnerships. Those things matter. And so I've leveraged a lot of brand deals and partnerships, which has been a blessing, to say the least. But that has been my segue into understanding that it is okay to show up and be authentic and be vulnerable, and then also just understand how to navigate through that for Jay, right? Or for the person.
I can't wait to get me some big brand deals. I can't wait.
We love brand deals.
I've dibbled and dabbled in a lot.
Yeah.
But again, having a manager, it just puts that, I feel like it creates what's the word? Like, they can't reach me. Right?
Yeah.
It creates
It's
more.
not so accessible, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I know before the negotiation between me, and it was a large brand, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
You know, so I just took whatever the first offer was, right?
Yeah. No,
so now when we circle the block,
yeah.
you know, the prices went up. Okay.
Yeah,
So
the price a day
just
was not the
knowing,
price.
you know,
Yeah.
the negotiables and the verbiage and what to say and even how to word. So they'll know, maybe when we come to Kendall, when we come to Jess,
Yeah.
we already know.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
just having that, I feel like it's a plus.
No, I fully agree. And I think that is something that a lot of people lack, right? Their ability to negotiate and to know their overall worth. If you don't know your worth, you'll fall for anything, right? I've just had a conversation with a client recently, and they were like, oh, I signed another year contract. And they were like, oh, yeah. And in that moment, they realized I shot too low. And so, yeah. So I also teach them how to negotiate and how to present, because you reached out to me, right? So with that being said, let's see what we can do.
I love it.
Let's see what we can do. But how you word it and how you present yourself really does matter across the board, right? And so you have to be able to clearly lay that out so that you can be sure that they see your value when they're presenting it to everyone else on their team.
So how does one find you? Like, if they're interested in your services, you have 2 different services, of course.
Absolutely.
You are Jay, the fitness trainer, and then you're the businesswoman, right? So between both, how do they find you and how do they book you?
Absolutely. I think the easiest way for me is Elevate with Jay. Well, it's not Elevate with Jay anymore. My website is elevatewithjay.com. And then my Instagram handle is my name, @JascillaBridgman. And those are the easiest ways to contact me. And so everything is found on my landing page when you click the link in my bio.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to just sit and add value.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me, and I hope to come back soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.